Most people still think that the best way to lose fat is to run for miles and miles. But here's the truth. You can't outrun a bad diet. And running isn't even close to being the best exercise for fat loss. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Matt. I'm a physio, personal trainer, and over the course of my career, I've helped hundreds of people get free from pain and into the best shape of their lives. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 exercises that actually move the needle in terms of fat loss and how to implement them in real life. Without further ado, let's begin. Number 1, low intensity sports. This would be things like golf, paddle, casual tennis like doubles, low intensity football or basketball. So when you hit your 30s, you realize something. You don't quite recover like you did when you were in your 20s. You remember playing that full intensity basketball game or that full intensity football game, feeling like a rookie for 2 hours, and then feeling like a retired veteran for the next 2 days. And that is when it clicks. The older that you get, the more consistency beats intensity in terms of exercise, in terms of fat loss, in terms of your overall fitness journey. You don't need to destroy yourself. You just need an exercise that gets the heart rate up a little bit, but also one that keeps you moving. So the thing is, sports like golf lead you to walk around 8,000 to 12,000 steps without even realizing. I believe that 18 holes of golf is around 2 to 3 hours of walking. Pickleball and casual tennis like playing doubles gets your heart rate up without burying your joints. And a leisurely game of basketball or football at around 70% intensity gives you the sweat but without the injury risk. These sports turn exercise into something fun, so you're more likely to stick with it. Think of it like sneaking vegetables into a kid's meal. You're getting all the benefits without the fighting and the opposition. And if you want something that feels more like a workout but that respects your time, then that brings us perfectly on to number 2, high intensity interval training or HIIT. This is usually limited to around 10 to 20 minutes maximum. I remember one of my clients, he had an incredibly busy job, 2 kids, and he already barely slept because of his stressful life. He said to me that he only had 20 minutes a day max. So we added 1 high intensity interval training session a week, just the one. He'd alternate between rower, assault bike, and sprints, depending on what was available on the day, what he was able to do, but also this cross training would minimize the risk of him developing any injuries. Now my client lost far more fat than when he was jogging 5 days a week. The thing about high intensity interval training is that it spikes your heart rate and also burns more calories per unit of time than any other exercise. It trains your heart, your lungs, and your anaerobic system. And one of the key things to note is that it has shorter periods of impact on your joints. If you're just sprinting for 10 to 20 minutes once per week, that's very little impact on the joints in the grand scheme of things. As opposed to if you're running every day for miles and miles, you get that constant pounding on your knees, your hips, your ankles, and over time, this can lead to your joints wearing down in the future, in the years to come, which is not what we want. We're all about longevity on this channel. Now, 1 session of high intensity interval training is enough. Too much will cook your recovery, especially if you're in your 30s and you're already trying to balance work, social life, your kids, everything around that. It's just going to lead to more stress if you do too much. High intensity interval training is like espresso. 1 shot wakes you up, but 4 shots is going to leave you with heart palpitations and regret. But what if you want something that gets your heart rate up, burns fat, and feels amazing on the joints? That brings us to number 3, swimming. Now I used to do a lot of swimming as a kid, but I did take quite a bit of time off my water-based activity. But the first time I got back in the pool after a few years off, I thought, how hard can this be? 3 laps later, I was negotiating with my lungs like I owed them money. Swimming really does humble everyone in the best way possible. Now the thing about swimming is it works your entire body without pounding your joints. It's perfect for people who feel stiff, tight, and beaten up from work. And it builds cardiovascular fitness fast. It also burns a ton of calories with minimal soreness. Now, if you already live a fairly active life, you're already going to the gym and doing sport, then it can be a great supplement to helping you recover faster on those active recovery days. Swimming is like putting your body in low gravity mode. Your joints rest, your muscles work, and your lungs do all the complaining. And whether you like it or not, this next exercise really is the foundation of fat loss in your 30s. And that brings us on to number 4, lifting weights. In fact, it doesn't even have to be lifting weights. It can be body weight training, it can be calisthenics, as long as you're doing some sort of resistance or strength training. That is key for fat loss in your 30s. People who go to the gym often fall into 2 categories, right? The first category is people who are just purely trying to get as big as possible, like a bodybuilder, trying to put on as much muscle as possible. The second category is people who just go into the gym, and I was one of them, right? We go into the gym and we try and lift as heavy as we can for 1 rep. So testing our 1 rep maxes every session. Both of these methods are definitely not ideal. Now, of course, we want to train to look good. We want to train for strength and we want to train for function. We want to train for the long term, okay? It's no good being the strongest guy on the planet and then literally being in a wheelchair 5 to 10 years later. At the same time, you don't want to just look really, really good, but all you've done is like cable exercises and machine exercises and you have no functional fitness. I believe that now as I approach my 30s, I've been training a lot more efficiently and a lot more optimally because I look better, move better, I'm stronger, and I'm not in as much pain as I was in my early 20s now that I'm in my late 20s. Muscle is directly linked to the speed of your metabolism. The more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn at rest. It's also extremely important for regulating your insulin sensitivity, i.e. how well you respond to sugar, to carbohydrates. And unfortunately for most people, they will lose it with age. Building muscle is going to increase calorie burn all day, even at rest as we just talked about. But you don't need bodybuilding volume. 2 to 3 sessions a week is enough to grow, to stay strong and avoid injuries, therefore bulletproofing your body for the years to come. Lifting is what keeps you feeling young, not cardio. So one way I like to think of muscle, it's like compound interest. Build it now and it's going to pay you for the years to come. And finally, the most underrated fat loss exercise on the planet, in existence, in the universe, we have number 5, walking. I had a client who tried almost everything, right? She did sauna, high intensity interval training, intermittent fasting, nothing worked. So I told her, forget everything, right? Just go back up to your maintenance calories and eat what you need to maintain your body weight. So that's the first thing she did. She needed to reset that metabolism. And she was someone who wasn't really getting her steps in every day. And what we did is we gradually increased the steps. So it was 5,000 steps a day while eating at maintenance, and then 10,000 steps, and then 15,000 steps a day while eating at maintenance. And because she was able to do between 10 to 15,000 steps a day, that meant that she burnt an extra 400 to 600 calories. So let's just average it out, 500. 8 weeks later, she was down about 2 kilos, and not from dieting or training harder, but from simply increasing her steps. Now, the thing that's great about walking is that it burns more calories, it increases your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, but it doesn't increase the stress on your body and it doesn't make you feel fatigued. It also lowers cortisol, and this is going to help you in turn feel fewer cravings throughout the day, throughout the evening. It also boosts digestion, mood, and sleep. It's like a real fat loss cheat code for keeping you lean. It's going to help you manage your body weight for the rest of your life as long as you don't stop doing it. Because walking is like a silent fat loss machine. There's no hype, there's no noise, just results. Now, if you're new to training and you want a place to start, then you can grab my free 2 times a week minimalistic training plan. Link is in the description. However, if you want a more personalized approach, then I'm delighted to say that I have a few spots open for my one-to-one online coaching. Now, because I really value quality over quantity, unlike a lot of other coaches online, I keep my roster small so that everyone gets real support in achieving their fitness goals. So if you want help transforming your body the right way, then click the link in the description below, book a call with me, and let me help you achieve your fitness goals for 2026. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found.